In 2012, the Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa confirmed the existence of an ancient species of extraterrestrial reptile. Mutwa had a vision of the past. A brutal race of omnipotent gods arrived on Earth in flaming, bowl-shaped UFOs. When these aliens settled, they found devious ways to brainwash and control humanity. They continue to rule over Earth to this day. Importantly, Mutwa is not alone in his proclamations, and if his visions are true, the fate of humanity is almost too frightening to consider. But are his visions true? In 1998, former BBC Sports reporter David Icke claimed to have evidence that the royal family were members of a reptilian, shape-shifting alien species, known as the Anunnaki. Icke insists that the Anunnaki are behind mysterious secret societies including the Freemasons and Illuminati. Icke claims there is evidence for his theories that stretches back millennia. In one interview, he stated, "When you get back to the ancient world, you find this recurring theme of a union between a non-human race and humans, creating a hybrid race. The basic form is like a scaly humanoid, with reptilian rather than humanoid eyes." He believes this species came to Earth between 200 and 300,000 years ago, traveling from another dimension controlled by the Draconis from the constellation of Orion. Although they came to mine for a rare mineral, monatomic gold, they remained on Earth to establish control over the entire human population. They manipulated human DNA to create a new hybrid species, which retains its alien mind but physically appears human. It feeds on menstrual blood. Supporters of this theory cite a passage from the Bible as historical proof. In the book of Genesis it reads, "There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown." This is not the only biblical evidence of an extraterrestrial reptilian race. Icke discusses the fall of man, when Adam and Eve sinned against God in the Garden of Eden. The Bible says they were manipulated into disobedience by a mysterious passing serpent, which Icke says is really referring to a reptilian alien. Icke says these reptiles are responsible for a number of gruesome global events, including the assassinations of JFK and Princess Diana, as well as the Twin Towers attacks. They perpetrate these crimes to create mass panic that gives their leaders a mandate to exert even greater control over human societies. These disturbing claims have gained significant traction. A 2013 public polling survey found that 12 million American citizens believe intergalactic lizards control the government and economy. Anunnaki disciples are thought to include the Clintons, Henry Kissinger, Donald Trump, and the Queen of England. Icke claims that people who dismiss his view have been brainwashed by popular culture through a process of predictive programming. He says that the reptile elite maintains a monopoly over human food, pharmaceuticals, water and oxygen supplies, as well as politics and the mass media. According to Icke, these sectors are continually inculcating the values and positions of certain realities in our minds. This process eventually renders us unconscious to our extraterrestrial overlords. According to Icke, many of the wealthiest dynasties, including the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, descend from the original alien reptiles. These families mate with each other to keep their alien bloodline pure. Alien hybrids have created international institutions such as the United Nations and International Monetary Fund, installing themselves in positions of power. Their ultimate goal is a system of extreme corporate globalization. However, there is no scientific evidence that the Anunnaki exist. Indeed, Syracuse University professor Michael Barkan says the theory is suspiciously similar to the plot of the 1929 fictional tale The Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard. In Howard's story, humanity is infiltrated by snake-headed humanoid serpent men who brainwash humanity through mind control. There is also no proof that monatomic gold, the powerful substance that supposedly brought the reptiles to Earth in the first place, actually exists. It is simply a substance that Icke appears to have invented. Authors Tyson Lewis and Richard Kahn have developed another theory to explain Icke's outlandish claims. They suggest it could be a form of Swiftian satire. This is when an idea is deliberately removed from reality to encourage people to question the world around them. It gets its name from the writings of Jonathan Swift, whose novel Gulliver's Travels used fantasy to make important social commentary. Given the absence of any evidence for Icke's claims, the Reptilian Conspiracy could be a complex thought experiment. Lewis and Kahn also point out another troubling element of the conspiracy theory. 3 years before Icke made his claims, writer Zecharia Sitchin published a book about a mysterious alien race known as the Anunnaki that traveled to Earth to recover precious metals. The extraordinary parallels between this work and Icke's theory strongly indicate a degree of plagiarism. Icke's work also refers to a Russian text called The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, despite it having been exposed as a forgery in 1921. The pamphlet contains a fake transcript of a conversation between Jewish leaders, describing their plans for world domination. It is established as a fake, yet Icke has repeatedly defended citing the publication as fact. Journalist Ori Golan believes Icke's theory is no more than a rehash of old Jewish conspiracy theories from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In spite of this, Icke has profited handsomely from peddling his theory. He is estimated to have earned at least $2.5 million since 1998 from his books alone. With his empire now including DVDs, cell phone apps, and sell-out international conferences, it is likely his current net worth is even higher. The Reptilian Conspiracy is a fascinating alternative explanation for what goes on around us. However, its proponents cannot prove their theory, and seem to be inspired by fictional writings and forgeries. Despite this, their popularity endures. Perhaps the idea of alien overlords controlling the course of human history is just a little too compelling to be fake.